Hi, my name's David. I'm going to try and show you the easiest way. There's no cutting corners in regards to TPS and throttle body synchronization on a 98 TL1000R. The first thing that you really need to do is ensure that everything is working. So it's starting, it's idling, it might be rough, but we'll get on to that. My fairings are taken off, ignore that, you don't have to take any of those off. I'm taking those off because I'm doing some other work. So the first thing that you want to really do is use your fast idle lever on the side here. I'm not telling you how to start a bike, but just get it warmed up to normal operating temperature, which is about 85 degrees, or I think 185 odd for Fahrenheit. And once it reaches to that temperature, then you just shut it off. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So my bike's nearly coming up to the temperature. It's idling at about the 1300 mark, if you can see that. It's coming up. Once it gets to about 85, I'll switch it off. So it's warmed up. So the next thing that you want to start to do is you've got to get it ready to do. So you've got to take the seat off, you've got to take your steering dampener off, and then you've got to lift the tank, which I've already done, and take your, I've been through that and took the steering dampener off. I've got a Scots, so that's fine. Take the seat off. I use a bit of wood. The further that you can get it up to get in here, the better. The tank stay, that's okay, but it's easy to do it this way. All right, and then we're going to take the top of the airbox cover off with the screws, which will reveal your filter. You've got to take that off, and then you've got two trumpets in there. Unscrew those. I might add that they're the two trumpets that you need to take off, but I might add my airbox has been modded. So I've taken off the two actuators, but the process is exactly the same. If you've still got the actuators, you'll have two hoses that come off the actuators. You take those hoses off. As an added precaution, make sure you take off, I don't know if you can see it, there's two little metal clips in there, in these holes. Take them out, because the chances are you will drop them, and once they go in there, they will go down into your engine and you're in a world of hurt. Okay, so what you're left is, you should have something like that. Now what you've got to do is you've got to take this out. So, as mine's been modded, people will have this, which is onto that one, and that top one, well there, you have to disconnect those, because you want to get this out. There's a hose here, down the bottom, that comes off. And you need to disconnect this green one. So we'll do that, and then we'll show what to do. So before you do the throttle body synchronization, you need to set the TPS. So the TPS, in the back of the trunk, you have a little white box like that. It has two wires going into it, and what you have to do is you have to bridge those two wires so it turns that, don't know if you can see it, yeah, the temperature there, turns it into dealer mode. So it's just two wires into those two wires to bridge it. And what it does is it turns the dash into dealer mode, which is that, which gives you all your codes. Now you can see my little bar down the bottom there. That's on the bottom part. There's 3 spots. There's that, the middle, and then there's a top. So because it's at the bottom and the temperature is of the bike has been put up to temperature, so it's running normal, that's too low. So we need to get that into the middle. So this is how you do that. So to set the TPS, you need a torque screw, and you undo those 2 buttons. Or undo those 2 screws, which, moving it up or back, see that, alters the line here. So we need that to go to the middle. If you've modded your airbox like I have, that is irrelevant. That comes off. You don't even use that anymore. And where that goes into, which is this pipe here, I've just put a screw on the end of it. So that stays like that full time. This one here is to the throttle body with a screw on it. And there's another one here with a screw on it. And I have just added a hose onto the bottom of the throttle bodies to make it easy when I do this. So if you do this, grab a little hose, stick it on the bottom of it. I'll show you the throttle bodies and what they look like and where you're supposed to aim to connect your hose. So looking at the throttle bodies, I haven't taken these out. That's pointing frontwards. So that's that orange thing that I said to the VT valve, which can be disconnected. That's your TPS. So when you're connecting your hose to do the TPS, you're looking for that little one on the front, and on the rear is at the bottom there. So you want your hoses to go to that and that. A lot of people have these ones. You can get these off eBay. I've moved up from those because you've got to reset these. So I no longer use these ones because there's a bit, doesn't give you an accurate reading. So I've got another one, but the process is exactly the same as using this one or the digital one that I've got, which I'll show you. So now we've got the engine idling. So we need to adjust the throttle bodies. Now the throttle bodies are adjusted with that screw, which is on the left-hand side, the right-hand side of the bike. So we're going to set up the throttle body. What have I got? The synchronizer, which are connected on the front and the rear. So we'll do that now. So I've connected up my 2 hoses. I've got this. So you can see it's right out. So bit out of whack. So we'll tune this. Digital one, it's so easy. Just give it a bit of a rev. If I go too far, refilled the front and the body, recapped them with the tech screws. Now once you have done the throttle body sinks, you have to go back and test your TPS to check that it's still in the middle. So your little tool, bit of wire, and then put everything back together, because that's it.